Hello, my name is Caleb Durham, and today I'm going to talk about the Cherokee tribe. According to Wikipedia.com, in the 19th century, historians and ethnographers recorded an oral tradition that told of the tribe having migrated south in ancient times from the Great Lakes region, where other Iroquoian-speaking peoples lived. The Trail of Tears separated the Cherokee Nation, which sent most of them to the Oklahoma Territory. The Native Americans they were able to stay, hid in the mountains, or joined another local tribe. Others were able to come back, later reuniting, creating the tribe of the eastern side of the U.S. known as the Eastern Band of Cherokee. According to Wikipedia.com, the Cherokee creation belief describes the earth as a great floating island surrounded by seawater. It hangs from the sky by cords attached at the four cardinal points. The story tells that the first Earth came to be when Beaver's grandchild, the little water beetle, came from the sky realm to see what was below the water. He scurried over the surface of the water but found no solid place to rest. He dived to the bottom of the water and brought up some soft mud. This mud expanded in every direction and became the Earth, according to the account recorded in 1900 by Bureau of American Ethnology. The American animals in Gallinalati were eager to come down to the new earth, and first birds were sent to see if the mud was dry. Buzzard was sent ahead to make preparations for others, but the earth was still soft. When he grew tired, his wings dipped very low and brushed the soft mud, gouging mountains and valleys into smooth surface, and the animals were forced to wait again. When it was finally dry, they all come down. It was dark, so they took the sun and set it in a track to run east to west, at first setting it too low, and the red crawfish was scorched. They elevated the sun several times in order to reduce its heat. The story also tells how plants and animals acquired certain characteristics, and is related one of their other medicine rituals. They all were told to stay awake for 7 nights, but only a few animals such as owl and panther succeeded, and they were given the power to see and prey upon others at night. Only a few trees succeeded as well: cedar, pine, spruce, and laurel, so the rest were forced to shed their leaves in the winter. This is a picture of what some people imagine as what the Native Americans seen as how the earth was created before the beetle come down and brought the mud up from the bottom. According to Wikipedia, by the 19th century, European settlers in the United States called the Cherokee one of the 5 civilized tribes because they had adopted numerous cultural and technological practices of the European American settlers. According to NativeAmericanIndianFacts.com, Cherokee men did not wear much other than simple loincloths made of deer hide in the warm summer months, along with moccasins on their feet. In the cooler weather, they added fur to their moccasins and wore deerskin shirts and leggings and fur robes and hats. Cherokee women usually wore short deerskin skirts or tear dresses and loose blouses in the warm months, and like the men, they wore fur on animal hide robes that were sometimes decorated with jewelry and feathers to indicate their status. According to the marriage section in Wikipedia, before the 19th century, polygamy was common among the Cherokee, especially by elite men. The matrilineal culture meant that women controlled property, such as their dwellings, and their children were considered born into their mother's clan, where they gained hereditary status. Advancement to leadership positions were generally subject to approval by the women elders. In addition, the society was matrifocal. Customarily, a married couple lived with or near the woman's family, so she could be aided by her female relatives. Her oldest brother was a more important mentor to her sons than was their father, who belonged to another clan. Traditionally, couples, particularly women, can divorce freely. It was unusual for a Cherokee man to marry a European American woman. The children of such a union were disadvantaged, as they were not as they would not belong to the nation. They would be born outside the clans and traditionally were not considered Cherokee citizens. This is because of the matrilineal aspect of Cherokee culture. As the Cherokee began to adopt some elements of European American culture in the early 19th century, they sent elite young men such as John Ridge and Elias Boudinot to American schools for education. After Ridge had married an European American woman from Connecticut and Boudinot was engaged to another, the Cherokee Council in 1825 passed a law making children of such unions full citizens of the tribe, as if their mothers were Cherokee. This was a way to protect the families of men expected to be leaders of the tribe. In the late 19th century, the U.S. government put new restrictions on marriage between a Cherokee and non-Cherokee. Although it was still relatively common, a European American man could legally marry a Cherokee woman by petitioning the federal court after gaining approval of 10 of her blood relatives. Once married, the man had status as an intermarried white, a member of the Cherokee tribe with restricted rights. For instance, he could not hold any tribal office. He remained a citizen of and under the laws of the United States. I found the following quote on Indians.org. We are now about to take our leave and kind farewell to our native land, the country that the Great Spirit gave our fathers. We are on the eve of leaving that country that gave us birth. It is with sorrow we are forced by the white man to quit the scenes of our childhood. We bid farewell to it and all we hold dear. Charles Hicks DeSaugy, Cherokee, Vice Chief on the Trail of Tears, August 4th, 1838. And that's the site you can go to find that. Up from these hills, memories of a Cherokee boyhood. That's a book that I found at the Sky CTC library online. This book is about a Cherokee boy that grew up in the eastern band of Cherokee Indians during the Depression. I found this book to be very similar to the books we read during the semester. I actually enjoyed that book. It was hard to get away from. According to the Cherokee.org, the Cherokee Nation now has the entire government to govern their tribe. They have a constitution, election commission, environmental protection division, gaming commission, judicial, legislative, marshals, and much more. They are a well-organized tribe and are working to become better. The mission statement is the Cherokee Nation is committed to protecting our inherent sovereignty, preserving and promoting Cherokee culture, language, and values, and improving the quality of life for the next 7 generations of Cherokee citizens. According to Wikipedia, the Cherokee language is part of the Iroquois language group. In the 19th century, historians and ethnographers recorded an oral tradition that told of the tribe having migrated south in ancient times from the Great Lakes region, where other Iroquois-speaking peoples lived. The Cherokee speak a southern Iroquois language which is polysynthetic and is written in a syllabary invented by Sequoyah. Many words, however, have been borrowed from the English language, such as gasoline, which in Cherokee is gasoline. Many other words were borrowed from the languages of tribes who settled in Oklahoma in the early 20th century. One example relates to a town in Oklahoma named Nawata. The word Nawata is a Delaware Indian word for welcome. More precisely, the Delaware word is Nuita, which can mean welcome or friend in the Delaware language. The white settlers of the area used the name Nawata for the township, and local Cherokees, being unaware the word had its origins in the Delaware language, called the town Amidikano. Give your best guess. Which means the water is all gone from here. An example, no water. This is a picture of the Cherokee alphabet. According to Wikipedia.com, the Cherokee Nation is located in Oklahoma because they were forced to move out of their homes in the Carolinas. Those that fought the move by hiding, finding a way to not have to move, or by coming back after the move were able to make a home in the Carolinas. They were divided into three federally recognized Cherokee tribes: the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians in North Carolina, and the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma, and the United Kiowa Band of Cherokee Indians, also in Oklahoma. The populations of tribal members per state are as follows. I'm not going to read off those, but they're listed on the slide. According to Cherokee.org, hospitality is a prominent feature in Cherokee character, and that instinctive impulse to eat when you are hungry is scrupulously complied with by them when among their own people, and anything can be found acceptable to a hungry stomach. To such a height is this custom carried that in many towns an invitation is not a necessary preliminary to eating, whether the person be a stranger or a relative, and from a native no compensation is required for eating, lodging, and provender for beasts. I feel like the hospitality that they speak of here is very similar to my own culture. I have always been taught that when guests come to your house, you ask if you can get them something to drink or a snack. Maybe this is where it originated. Another similarity would be the festivals. In South Carolina, there are yearly festivals in certain areas, and it is where they have a parade and different vendors come out to the town center and advertise and sell food. They also have some rides brought in. The difference would be that the people walk around as individuals. The festivals the Native Americans have seem to be festivals where the area gets together and has fun together and dance together. They're intertwined with one another, not just walking around and passing each other on the streets. And this is my works cited page. I have listed the different slides and then work sites that go with those. Thanks for watching.